Welcome back to Ben's Garage. Another glorious day in paradise. The Range Rover. Not this one, the other one. Battery keeps going flat. So I've done a lot of research into battery chargers. The one we had was sort of like a garage, a semi-professional Sealy. I'd got a boost start charge on it, 12-24 volts. You know the story, we melted it by putting 24 volts into the car. The car doesn't seem to have suffered, luckily, but we needed a new charger, plus we've got a lot of other vehicles we need to keep on top of. So I've did a bit of research on the internet, and the brand that kept jumping out was Ctek. So here we have the Ctek MXS 10. This bit is an extra. That's like a rubber cover. That doesn't come with it. You have to buy that separately. Now Harry's Garage uses these. Jay Leno uses them. They also come there. Oh, what's the word? Ferraris, McLarens and Corvettes basically come supplied with these. I don't know if they come supplied with them, but they're endorsed by those manufacturers and probably some others as well. It comes with, obviously there's your charger, that's your mains lead, and this is the lead which comes up, and it's got this quick connect thing on it, like that. So it comes with, that's a quick connector end with a couple of crocodile clips, red for positive, black for negative. It also comes with some terminals, if you can see that, if it's going to focus, so you can bolt that to your battery and leave that under your bonnet all the time, which is another quick connector. So once that's bolted onto your battery with your red and black, that can stay under your bonnet. It won't short out because it's, you know, this end, it's got a cover on it. So if that's connected to your battery, pop the cover off and bish bash bosh, that's it, you're connected, away to go. Then just press the button and release it, job done. We won't be using that, not on the TD6. I'll tell you for why. I was looking at doing this little thing myself, so I bought a socket. And this will only work if your trailer electrics are the 13-pin version, or you've got a caravan socket. This is a 13-pin trailer plug. I think it's pin 9 and pin 13. Pin 9's live and pin 13 is earth. I was going to wire that up and then just somehow connect it up to a charger. But, as was pointed out to me by one of my viewers, they do this. Now this is a 13-pin trailer socket with the Ctek end on it, and it's fused. Now if there's some cheap versions of this kicking around on the internet that aren't fused, I would always recommend getting a fused one. You can get these if you go on to, oh, I've got shit for brains today. Basically it's a full fat Range Rover forum. I'll put the link in and I'll whack it across the screen right about now. If you go onto that and then click on the shop, click on connectors and adapters, basically you select what you need. This is the 13-pin version. It clearly states on there, on the description that the 7-pin won't work. This is a 13-pin with the Ctek charger. They've got other charging options on there, and you can add extra length on the cable if you want, or they do one of these with indicator lights on it so that it shows you what's going on. I just opted for the bog standard one with the Ctek connector on the end, and that will happily plug into the charger and keep the battery topped up. Now on this charger, basically you connect your charger up to your car by one of the various methods, and then you plug your charger into the mains, and then when you've done that, it's got a mode button just there, and you press the mode button and it scrolls through the lights. If you don't press the mode button, that's normal charging, and it goes through stages of what it's doing. Basically it desulfurizes the battery or something, then it checks to see if the battery will take a charge, then it puts a charge in, and then it tests at the end if the battery will hold the charge. You can then put it into AGM mode, which is for like batteries that are stop-start cars, that kind of thing. You can then put it into recon mode, which I'm assuming is like recondition. It goes through the charging process, and then basically it checks that it's going to hold a charge, then it keeps the battery monitored. It's an intelligent charger which is going to monitor the battery and keep it charged, so it's at optimum peak level performance every time you need it. There's also another button. If click the mode button again, and it will take you right to the end to supply, and that will put out a constant 12-volt supply, which I believe is about 13.6 volts constant, which is quite a handy little feature. Now there's also, that comes with the charger, this lead, which you just pop out that cover there, plug the lead into it. Now on the Ctek video they do say to connect that up to where the red lead is. Basically this is for ambient temperature, so the charger alters the voltage according to the ambient temperature. So I assume that if when it gets cold it puts a little bit more voltage in your battery, because obviously the cold affects batteries, as we all know. So that's a handy little feature, so that you can plug that in, but it will work if you don't plug that in. So yeah, all round bloody good. So I've been keeping this, we've had this charger for a while. The socket turned up, I ordered that separately. So a chap came on and recommended this from, obviously up through that forum on the in the shop. I'll put a link in the description below if you missed the one going across the screen. I was going to show you how I plug it into the TD6. Now we went out in the TD6 the other day, taking a trailer load of stuff over to Mum and Dad's. We almost got there and it went pop. Oh dear, I hear you say. I don't think it's anything serious. From what I can get, basically, it was an almighty bang. Tina thought we'd had a blowout, but it wasn't pulling across the road or doing anything silly. But you could still hear the air. I thought, sod it, one of the airbags has gone. But the suspension didn't drop. We're revving up, but we're not going very fast. I think the turbo 2 intercooler hose has exploded. Now on the BMW engine you can take the covers off the top, you can take the air filter cover off, and I can just get my hand down the side to the turbo and reach the pipe, and it was all soft and squidgy, but I couldn't feel if it had split. But to get to that from the top, you've got to take the air filter housing off, which BMW, in their infinite wisdom, have made that all part of the rocker cover. Now to get the rocker cover off, apparently you take the inlet manifold and all 6 injectors out, and then you can take the rocker cover off, which takes the air filter off. I was going to go over there with some tools and do it at Mum and Dad's, but with it being so involved, I just we'll get it back home. So if you watch out for one of next week's videos, we're going to video trying to get it home. We're going to do it on a Sunday when there's not a lot of traffic about. It does still run and drive, but it's just very lacking in power, and there's a few hills on the way home. We'll take a tow rope in the TDV8 and hopefully we don't need to use it. So that'll be next week's little bit of excitement. I'm also wondering that when we get it home, if I can get it jacked up and get underneath, I wonder if I can reach the turbo hose from underneath. It might be a bit of an you know, bit of an ask for that one, but we'll give it a go. If not, I'll have to take all that rocker cover off and get to the top of the turbo for that pipe. It basically, it's the pipe that goes from the turbo to the intercooler. So obviously you can hear the turbo spinning up, but there's no boost getting to the inlet manifold. There's always something on these old cars. So yes, that's going to be our charging option from now on, the Ctek Charger. As I say, it's got some really good reviews. This is how we're going to keep things tip top. So, hope you like this video. Please click the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. From me and the Hobbit over there, it's bye for now.